my friend, and welcome to the study. Today we're going to go over a few points of Latin grammar that have to do with asking questions that involve a choice of alternatives. We're going to use our Rhodia notepad with this stiff cover. I'm going to choose a pen from this pencil case. Look at all the colors. Let's use this one and a pencil. And a friend. It's good to have a friend, and I'm glad to see you here in the study. Now we'll have some nice writing sounds. Do you like pen lids? And pen sounds. Nice and relaxing. Now in Latin, when we offer a choice of alternatives, we use utrum and this means whether something or something else. This is not a fact question, as in, is this a basic Pokemon? Yes or no. It is, it is not. This is a question giving alternatives or choices with an or. In English, when we use weather, I'll just smear the ink a bit, sorry. When we use weather in English, often we will not even offer choice. We'll use it almost like an if. For example, do you know whether he is coming? But in Latin, utrum an must be used to give a choice. So let's see an example. utrum Romae an in villa sua mortus est. Now here we have utrum an, and we have places in villa Romae. And we have a question. Est. We know it's a question because of the utrum an. So in English we can invert was. The verb first. Was it? We have a verb in Latin that we can render in English to be impersonal. So we've got a third person singular, but because we're asking a question, again we can use an impersonal in English. We don't have to, we can say, did he die? Again, using our typical English do as auxiliary modal, but here we're going to use an impersonal. So, was it Romae in Rome an or in or at his villa, so his farmhouse, farm, we'll say villa. It's a large housing structure there. Villa. That he died. So in English we've used a second clause here and an impersonal verb. We can render that any way we like. So if we want a more direct translation, we can say, est, did he die in Rome or at his villa, house? And there we have our choice in a question. Introduced by utrum. So we have utrum mecum venire, that's our infinitive, vis an domi, oops, I'm writing again too fast, manner, writing or thinking faster than I can write. We'll slow down here. And that's the exercise, to slow down and relax. So we have utrum an. So we know there's a question involving a choice. And we have two infinitives. Venire, come. Manere, stay. And there is our verb. You wish, vis. So in English, asking a question, do you wish either to come with me or an stay home. And you can see how we don't always need to translate utrum in English. We just need to recognize that it's going to introduce a choice of things. Whereas when we have a reported question, we can say Eum rogawi. I asked him utrum mecum venire velet an domi manere. A reported question with utrum. I asked him Eum rogawi, and because it's reported, we have a subjunctive with our choice utrum an. The second choice or the next choice always coming after the an, whether he wanted velet or wants to stay, or rather come. I won't bother erasing that. To come with me, mecum venire, or an stay home. There we are. And your two choices, utrum an. Let's try some more. Practicing utrum an. Utrum cautibus improvisis an vi venti navis fracta est. A question involving one thing or another thing. Cautibus, which is not written well there, or we would say as rocks, giant rocks. So, fracta est navis, our verb. So, was the ship navis, that's our nominative, and broken or damaged or wrecked. We have shipwrecks. And here we know we've got agents, right? ablative. So we say by with the ablative. By. Cautibus. So we have rocks. What kind of rocks? Improvises. That were unexpected. So we'll say unexpected rocks, uncharted rocks, unseen rocks, or an, or venti, the strength or violence of the wind. Or we could say the violent wind as well. And that are ablatives there. Genitive. I'm almost going too fast tonight. I need to slow down. So should I slow down or keep writing fast? Let's do another one, nice and slow. Here's a good one. Let's see. Utrum Romanus an poenos credis. You believe either the Romans or the Carthaginians. And we have an accusative here. So let's see what comes next. Victoria. Dignioris fuisse. Dignioris fuisse. They were deserving, and we have a comparative more deserving. Okay. And we also have credis. There's our main verb. So do you believe or consider, perhaps credis, do you consider, believe, to have been more deserving of victory, the Romans or the Carthaginians? And he we'll put the objects first. The Romans or the Carthaginians. To have been, or we can say were, in just casual English, more dignioris, worthy or deserving of victory. That's a nice question. The Romans or the Carthaginians? Utrum Romanus and poenos. We have accusatives here because they're objects of credis. Let's do some more. Because we have all night. We have all night. Judices. Statuent. Utrum. Reus. Innocens. Sit. Necne. What has happened to our an? Here we have a necne, often written as one word, but we can see that it's made up of neck and ne. And this is used in reported questions with the choice. And we can see it's if or not. So we have judices, meaning the judges, or let's say the jury in the Republic. The jury statuent, there we have will decide. Statuent utrum will decide whether reus, this is a defendant, sit, our subjunctive, is innocent, and necne or not. Sit necne, is or not. So a second way we can use utrum in a reported question. Let's try some more, shall we? Milites. Incerti erant. Utrum. Sabinus an cotta. Legione. Praeesset. So, again, reported. Milites incerti erant. The soldiers were uncertain. Utrum an. They were uncertain whether Sabinus an cotta. And here we have a nominative. And we also have our verb praeesset. And we can put this in English. Sabinus or cotta, names, although I'm reminded of the Sabine women. We get lots of stories about that are fun to read and translate in Latin, but this is Sabinus or Cotta Praeset and Legioni, sorry. This one translates nicely as to be in command of the legion. Praeset, to be in command or first. So we can say, I'm translating into an infinitive, but we don't need an infinitive here. So I'll get rid of my English infinitive. And we'll say commanded or was in command of the legion. Yeah. So, of the legion was first. So we can say the soldiers were uncertain whether Sabinus or Cotta was in command of the legion. We can, if we like, put our stative verb in English before that. The soldiers were uncertain whether it was Sabinus or Cotta who was in command of the legion. That gives us an extra clause in the English if we want to be pedantic. Mostly we want to get our tenses correct, and the idea that we have a choice: utrum, Sabinus, and Cotta. One last one, and then we'll do some more writing in Latin script. Utrum Hispaniae. You can see already what's happening. We have a genitive and we have a whether. An Galliae, more genitive, plural. Ne? Montes, they're nominative, so we know it's about mountains of Spain or Gaul. What about them? Altiores, comparative, higher. Sunt. And there's our question, our direct question there. So, sunt are montes, the mountains, are the mountains of Spain or Gaul higher. And in English we can also add our pronouns if we want. The demonstrative: are the mountains of Spain or those of Gaul higher? And there we have a choice, whether something or something else, or just one thing or another thing. Let's do some Latin script, because we've got all night with Latin cursive writing. It looks a little bit different than the capitals, which are rather blocky and which you know from the font names on your word processor. But the cursive would have been seen on wax tablets or personal letters. So we've got A, B, C, D, E, F, G, do that a little bit better. There we are. H, I, or J. L, M, N, O, P, Q, R, S, T, U, X, Y, and there's a little bit more flourished or fast ways to write that. They get quite streaky. You can see them in this example here. And we're going to use this Latin cursive to thank our patrons today for the month of April. I'd like to thank everyone who is watching, everyone who is subscribed, all of our friends of the study. Thank you to those who have donated on coffee and who have written nice comments on the videos. I love to hear what you think. If you have any requests or questions, or you just want to share. And tonight we'll thank our sextant level patrons from Patreon. If you haven't already, check out the study's Patreon website, where you can find all kinds of member perks and be part of the study Patreon community. So thanks to everyone and those who've donated. Your generous donations go a long way to keeping this little channel going. Thank you. And a special thank you tonight too. Ben, thank you. 2. Carmen. 1,000. Bernie, thank you. David, that will be David B. Thank you. David M. Thank you. Joshua, thank you. I almost can see in some of the letters the curve of uncial script, and fancy that that's where that style is highly likely to have come from. It's the Roman cursive writing that was done on tablets and letters for tallies and administration and personal correspondence and accounts. Next we have pirate, carry. Thank you. Thank you. Romulus. Thank you. Thank you. And now we have a long one. Them. Ah, thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you to everyone watching tonight. I hope you're nice and relaxed and ready for another month to begin. I wish you all good things, sweet and happy dreams. Be good to yourself. Be kind to others. And be